There was a church right there, and then another, the other half of the boarding house, and then another house to the left of that. For Eastern European miners, Slavics, miners, right, that worked right here, and they'd walk up and work there.
A lot of people were here. Several, not a lot of stores. Penny was here, Woolworths. Everything just shut down when they closed. Been here since '60, so we remember them operating, and it was awesome. The trucks down in the pit and on the dumping and everything.
They gave us letters, and they sent up a tent, and then everybody that showed up went down there, which is most of them.
Yeah.
And signed in, and then they told us, well, we'll be leaving, and this is the way it will look after you're gone.
This old house would have burnt down at a long time ago. Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold.
Hello? Knock, knock.
Oh, God. Who's that? What?
It's somebody you don't know. My name's Allison. I live in Bisbee, and
come in.
All right.
The house is in a mess, and I'm sorry.
Well, I just heard that you'd lived here all your life, and that you were losing your house, and I was wondering if you'd just talk to me about it.
Yeah, okay.
Is it okay? I'm videotaping.
I've lived here 60 years, honey.
63. My God.
63, and they're going to keep me out.
Should she film you? Can I film you?
Yeah, wait.
No, come on. You just stay the way you are.
Okay.
Is your name Mabel?
Mabel Farley.
Mabel, I'm Allison McLeod.
Hi, honey.
So when did you find out? What are they going to do? What's happening?
They're kicking me out of my house.
And you've lived here 63 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, 63 years. She's raised all of her children, grandchildren, and
raised my
great-grandchildren, and great-great-grandchildren.
Great kids, yeah.
These?
Yeah, this is
Are you a-
great grandchild. I'm a grandchild.
Wow. And you grew up here
Yes,
in this house?
in this house.
I hate to leave.
We lost our house
Yeah,
across the
they
street over
destroyed
there.
Really?
And I
You know,
grew
last
up
time I came up in here, that's where there were all these houses, and they're gone.
They're gone.
Yeah.
They-
When did they take those
they-
down?
Caved them under.
A few months ago, they
Just a few
took
months
mine
ago?
down.
So you were living in it, and then
Yeah,
they
it's
just...
mine and my sister's. And we found out a little bit before,
Really?
and my sister just said, you know, I have to sell, and they didn't even allow us to get our stuff out, so we lost all of our stuff in the house.
You don't know how bad I feel, honey.
Where are you going to go?
Well, I hope we've got a place in Galena, but I'm not sure.
Do you know when you're moving, or...
No, I don't know.
You're gonna
Probably
hold out
next
as long as you-
couple of weeks.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And it's what they're doing. It almost sounds like as soon as you vacate the house, they come in and tear it down, so there's no going
yeah,
back.
yeah,
Yeah.
and making it flat. Wait, I'll show you.
All right.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Excuse me, honey.
There were guards here when I was back here a few months ago. Did they have like a security guard, or was that just this day that I
It's-
happened to be here? There was a guy in a truck going
Yeah,
around.
that's the Freeport security. They drive around all day long, making sure nobody's up on the hills, making sure nobody's doing anything wrong. Yeah.
This is what that was. This is how it's going to be when they get through with it. Now, does that make any sense?
No.
Nothing, does it? Nothing.
Why would they? What did they tell you about? Why are they going to do that?
I don't know.
They're mining. They're gonna mine.
For what?
I don't know.
It's not
They're
copper.
just-
You can bet that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But from the looks of it around here, what I've seen,
Don't
they're
touch
doing
it
it
with your
everywhere. They're
feet.
taking down
Get that out
hills.
of
They're
your
taking
mouth.
everything away from historic Bisbee. I mean, what everybody knows, and it's an uncomfortable place to be now because they're just destroying everything.
And why? We don't know. Why they want to do it, I do not know either.
Wow.
I think it's a very mean man. 60 years I've lived here.
What they said was, I understand how you feel. They don't understand
No, they
how
don't
they feel.
understand.
They've never been there. Houses are like nothing to them. They throw away. I mean, she lived with her husband in this house. Her husband built the back side of the house.
Did your husband work for the mines?
Yes, he did.
He worked for Phelps Dodge.
Yes, he did.
Do you think Phelps Dodge is different from this Freeport
Oh,
McMoRan?
much different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Phelps Dodge had
They
heart.
always treat us real nice.
Really?
Phelps Dodge did.
Well, these people are a different company, and they don't
Yeah,
seem to
they
have any
come
loyalty
across
to
the
their.
water and I don't know.
I mean, they're a multi-billion-dollar
kidding.
company. They're digging up blood diamonds in Africa.
We should
So
have
they
slept
don't.
today, huh? This is
We're like ants to them. It's just like, get out of my way.
Can you tell me about it on camera? Oh, really? How about right here?
I know I'm not real ready to be on TV.
You don't want to be on camera?
Are you
I'm just a local, but I'll come up and if you'll tell me about it. Okay.
You also got a couple shots of my gonzo shed, too. It's even better on the back side. It's what I do. Or what I did.
Tell me what's happening, if you don't
Well-
mind. So you've lived here 20 years?
Almost 20. We just own the houses, but the land is leased. The mining
Okay.
company owns them. There's 13 households, and 12 of them have already signed, including me. So I'll get compensation for the house, but not enough to buy a comparable house.
I heard it was $50 a
Yeah.
square foot.
Yeah.
That's not market value.
No, it's not, but it's
It's something.
It's something, but they maintain that, to some degree, they're right. Is that that's a house without land. In other words, it's not real estate. It's because it's not, you don't own the land underneath it. But as soon as you get through the tunnel and go back into America, you got to pay American prices. Got one neighbor here that she's got to meet a 2 o'clock deadline to get any compensation at all. And she they fight this eviction, because if she doesn't sign by 2 o'clock, and what's that, half an hour?
Today?
Yeah.
2 o'clock today?
Yeah. Another 15 minutes, then they'll start eviction proceedings against her. I mean, 30 days, the sheriff might show up and force her to leave, would get no compensation at all.
So your neighbor is the one holdout who hasn't accepted
Right.
anything from the company. You think she'd be willing to
No,
tell me her story?
not with. She's completely fucking frazzled. She doesn't want to.
Okay.
You're about 3 weeks too late to talk to her. She's just on the edge of losing it.
Look at that. You did this all yourself, huh?
Well, no, I had help.
How many rooms was this house originally?
I just don't know. It was a duplex to start with.
Really?
So
Well, it's beautiful.
It's a half and half.
Look at those old floors. Let's do this.
You're really liking that floor.
You know what? I love old houses. They just don't. They don't do this anymore.
Oh, she got me again.
I did. That'll make a nice still shot. Hello. Oh, I know you.
What are you doing?
I'm videotaping. Do you feel like telling me what's going on in South Bisbee? Take me
Put it
back
on
there.
record.
Just lead me around a little bit.
Quickly, because you want to go to the
Quick,
back.
I know you
Yeah.
do.
But
Oh,
That's okay.
she
Yeah,
wants
you
to
might-
see the
might
back.
as well.
He is known for his car. He takes this car to the farmer's market and sells plants. He hauls it there.
I've seen this car there. It's beautiful. I'll just go around. We'll do a. We keep
Emmett-
leading me.
Oh, this.
Oh.
This is
Look
a
at this.
greenhouse.
yeah. Well, you got about 2 or 3 minutes. Well,
Can I show you the greenhouse?
All right, I'm going to follow you really fast.
Okay.
Oh, come
Cause wait, no, because he's on a time limit. I'll get it on the way out.
The greenhouse from this side later.
I'll get it.
Should I get out of your way? Why don't
No,
you
lead
go where you
on.
want to go, and
Yeah,
I'll just follow you.
You tell me what there is to see.
You will notice that sometimes you're walking on something that seems a little softer. He'd invented this idea of putting down carpets and then painting it with lots of paint, and that's how he created sidewalks here.
Wow, it keeps going on and on.
This is a good example
Look at that.
of tire use.
Yeah.
And this is carpet use underfoot.
Uh-huh. And
These
it's nice and
were all overflowing with succulents. They have a center fountain that comes up the center, and it's all water controlled. Everything here, must have 1,000 feet of holes, and I don't know, over 60 or 70 shut-off valves. For the last 40 years since I came here, I get up in the morning and I find out what I want to do according to whether it's raining or not, and where the shade is, and I start. And when the sun sets, I go to sleep. And in the summer, that's enough to get good exercise and vitamin D to store through the winter when I read, or get online. So this pattern has worked for me, but I can't decide whether I should leave here with a full wallet and a backpack, or whether I try to move everything out to some land and make, do the whole utilities, taxes, and all that stuff. When really I've saved enough money by working 80 hours a week here, so that I'd like to realize my retirement before I get flat on my back and write about it. I'd like to make a smooth transition, but this is a little hurried because 20-year plans turn into 2-month plans, and there's not much you can do about it except either start over again and say I don't want to do it again. It's a one-time deal. It was good while it lasted, and now I get the adventure part of it. This was getting pretty routine, I'll tell you.
Before we knew this was happening, our daughter came from Idaho, and her husband is a pretty good photographer, so they did an Apple presentation of what this was. We really did have a hippie mansion for 24 years, and this is before we knew we were going to lose it.
That's
So
really
we were all happy about it, and this is just part of our family, right?
Inside.
Yeah,
Your wonderful
this was the
house, your
people that
hippie
were there
mansion.
for the gathering, and that's what this house was used for, is gatherings for kind of a tribal hippie community. There were 2 boarding houses built. This was built in 1906, and there's old growth wood in here. It's really nice wood. Yeah, these were all rooms for the miners. The son of the guy that built these houses came by, and took a picture of this, and we talked. He was out on the road, and we talked to him about it, so we got a little history. That was before any of the dumps here, and so they could see down to Tin Town, and it was a completely different thing. And he moved here in 1920 after World War I. Then the guy that built it, I think they had 10 kids or something, and they all moved here, and they lived in this house for a while. So he was pretty emotional, actually.
We bought this in '86. We were volunteering painting my mom's neighbor's house, and he happened to be her relative. And he saw us doing that, and he asked me if I wanted to bid to paint this. And I said, sure. Now, we were in the back, I was looking at, just kind of calculating it. And he said, anybody that wants to buy a house? And he said, well, we need to, but this is too expensive, because it's a really nice house. And I was thinking, 30 grand. So I'll take 15 and I'll carry it for 15 years.
No kidding.
So we paid it off in '02.
My heart is low, my heart is so low. As only a woman's heart can be. As only a woman's, as only a woman's, as only a woman's heart can know.
That's me when I was my high school graduation picture.
How long have you lived here?
35 years in this house.
And you have 5 months to pack up 34 years worth.
Yeah, and find a rental, and find a piece of land, and get the land ready for the house.
Just start at the beginning.
At the beginning, okay, there was a meeting. We received a letter saying there's going to be a meeting in a tent that we're setting up just for you with catered little wonderful goodies to come and talk about reclamation. And then, of course, they go to the meeting and find out that it's not just about reclamation, it's about we're being evicted. And the policeman was there apparently to protect the speaker, who was Richard Ducote, in case anybody attacked him. I was told that the people at the meeting who were there told me no one said a word. I mean, they were totally in shock, and all of us were in shock after that for quite a long time. The grief was tremendous. People were crying. I called Smiley. He could not talk for crying. He finally said, I have to get off the phone. Sorry, And we're still in shock in a sense because it's still hard to believe. Here I am sitting in my wonderful little house of half of my lifetime I've been here. And I'm not going to be home anymore? And this wonderful land that I love, that I've tended for all these years, that I adore, that I nurture, and which nurtures me and all the wildlife, is not going to be outside my window anymore? You just can't get it. You just can't get it. It's too big. It's like trying to understand infinity. I mean, you feel invaded. You feel like you've just been absolutely taken over. And there is no more heinous crime that a human can commit against another human than domination. That is it. I read that. Think about all the crimes that fit under that heading. So we are being totally taken over in a most unkind way and left to fend for ourselves. And if you make it, great. If you don't, well, too bad. You know, to me, that is the height of callousness. That is the height of cruelty, of unfairness, injustice, you name it. This is not how you treat people, not people that you have jurisdiction over, who you have some responsibility to. So, that's what I have to say. That's how I feel about it, and that's how everybody feels about it, but nobody's willing to speak up. They're terrified the company is going to chop their heads off or take away the money that they're going to give us or whatever it is. Only one person had the guts to stand up for herself and refuse to give in to every single demand, unfair demand, I should say. She told me I have to feel good about myself. I can't do this if I don't feel right. Now that's being true to yourself. So we think that people are starting to call her our hero. So we have a hero now. And I'm not hit.
On June 2nd, I was given an ultimatum. Either I sign in a very short period of time and agree to the terms that I would either move my house or sell my house and be out of here by November 2nd, or else I would be evicted and look at getting nothing. And once I looked inside of myself and I felt, this is fear. They're getting me scared. And I was given the advice, something is better than nothing, and you're not going to win anyway, so just take the money and run. And that didn't feel right to me, because any fear-based decisions that I make are going to be like a backpack on me. For the rest of my life, I'm going to say, what if I would have stood up? What if I wasn't, am I really afraid of having nothing? And I had nothing before. I'm not afraid of having nothing. I'm a human being. I carry my resources inside of myself. I can recreate my life. That's not the issue. The issue really is, how do I feel? Can I reconcile this fear-based decision within myself and be good with it? And I decided I can't. This is not a new movie. The people in the Congo, in Indonesia, in South America, they're not even being asked. They're forced to lose their homes. And I feel maybe this little, trying to make some sense out of all this and feel good about life and feel good about myself and what's going on in my community is what's really important to me. Now, Diane Bohr stated that South Bisbee has always been slated for removal. I imagine that means the people in the houses. Now, if they knew that 4 years ago, or 5 years ago, or Phelps Dodge knew that many years ago, why weren't we told?